The story opens in England as a special forces unit readies a strike. They breach a building. A man inside triggers a bomb. The blast wrecks everything, killing many. Cut to the US, where Ed Hoffman watches news of a deadly Manchester explosion in a crowded area. He and colleagues note terrorists now use bizarre, dangerous methods. No phones, no internet. They talk face to face, hand to hand. Throw your cell. Pass orders face to hand. These people won't negotiate. Next, Iraq. Our protagonist, Roger, works as a field operative. His local contact and friend, Bassam, started as an informant but now shares a tight bond with Roger. Bassam warns Roger about Nisar, linked to a terrorist group and recently involved in a suicide bombing. Nisar doesn't want to die and seeks help. Roger and Bassam set a meeting. The CIA monitors via satellite. Nisar admits he wants to live and dreams of a peaceful life in America. I want America. I have a PhD. I speak 5 languages. He tries to sell his value. Roger dismisses it. Many terrorists hold advanced degrees and demands real intel. Nisar hands a disk with critical data. Roger calls Ed Hoffman, reporting a willing defector. The disk reveals a terrorist named Salem, and his group orchestrated recent attacks and plan another in the UK. The video is a week old. Manchester likely this same group. Roger adds the group avoids electronics entirely. They record messages and move them physically. Real instructions come verbally or on coded paper. The disk also hints at a future target. Hoffman says no need to bring Nisar to America, keep him under surveillance. Nisar senses danger, panics, and puts everyone at risk. Roger keeps him calm until evening and lets him go. Nisar doesn't know Bassam and Roger are tailing him. The CIA tracks him too. Suddenly, a black van arrives. Armed men step out, fire on Nisar, and shove him inside. He's still alive. To prevent exposure of a CIA contact, Roger makes a brutal choice and kills Nisar. He and Bassam escape. Hoffman warns Roger he may be identified and advises a few days in hiding. Roger refuses. Following Nisar's lead, Roger heads to a possible terrorist safe house. Outside, he spots suspicious activity, a man swapping multiple phones to avoid detection. Roger moves in. Before approaching, he tells Bassam, if he's captured, Bassam must shoot him. Bassam agrees. Roger disguises himself, eliminates one suspect quietly, then takes down another. Enemies spot him. Bassam calls for support. The CIA sends 2 helicopters. Roger scavenges materials and bolts. Seconds later, a massive explosion erupts behind. The blast alerts the terrorist network. They chase Roger's vehicle. CIA helicopters arrive, engage attackers, and disable one pursuit car. Another keeps attacking, launching an RPG that hits Roger's vehicle. Bassam dies. Roger survives. CIA agents evacuate him while he's still alive. When Roger wakes, he's in an American base in Qatar. A doctor says surgery removed metal fragments. Hoffman contacts Roger. The disk yielded valuable intel, phone numbers, and secret communication methods. Roger's upset. What about Bassam's family? He died for this. Hoffman shrugs, says he doesn't even know who Bassam is. Soon, Roger gets a new mission in Jordan. Hoffman orders coordination with Jordanian General Intelligence, also tracking the same group. Roger will work with Hani Salem, the agency's head. Roger shares intel linked to recent bombings, possibly pointing to Salem's network and safe spots. I need your help with surveillance, sir. Hani is surprised. U.S. intelligence rarely shares classified info. Roger says this comes from him. He needs trust. Hani agrees, but sets a strict condition. Roger must follow his rules and never lie. In reality, the CIA tasked Roger to monitor Hani's operations closely. From a distance, Roger sees heightened Jordanian activity, tracking suspicious individuals tied to Sem's group, some disguised as civilians. During surveillance, Roger gets suspicious of a boy contacting one of Sem's operatives. His partner says they're following Hoffman's direct orders. Roger senses something's wrong. The suspect tries to escape. Roger tracks and kills him. In the clash, dogs attack Roger. He's injured and needs treatment, including a rabies shot. At the hospital, Roger meets Nurse Aisha, an Iranian single mother. He's drawn to her. Their brief exchange leave a mark. But professional pressure doesn't ease. Roger confronts Hoffman, criticizing poor coordination among agents. Overlapping ops collide and make his mission harder. Hoffman ignores him. Later, Roger meets Hani again. Hani takes him to a detention facility where one of Hoffman's operatives is being interrogated under extreme psychological pressure. Hani warns Roger, tell Hoffman his interference is a problem. Jordanian intelligence won't tolerate being undermined. Shift to Amsterdam. A man finds a coded message in a trash bin, details about an upcoming flight location, confirming another link in Salim's network. Shortly after, a bomb detonates there, killing many. News covers it widely. Roger and colleagues monitor closely. Sam and his group watch, satisfied. Hani tells Roger, Amsterdam was Salem's network. They've identified one of Salem's operatives in Jordan. Based on Roger's intel, Hani recognizes him and traces him to Mustafa Karani, someone he knew since childhood. Claimed for Amsterdam. We need the man inside the Ammon cell. They take Mustafa to a remote desert site. Hani confronts him, threatening to expose his secrets to his mother unless he cooperates. Mustafa breaks and agrees. Hani lets him leave. When Roger reports back to Hoffman, Hoffman flies to Jordan, meets Hani, and demands Mustafa's info. Hani refuses. Hoffman shows a recent photo of Salem, argues Salem is the bigger target. Mustafa isn't priority, focus on Salem. Roger pushes, frustrated. Why wasn't he shown Sim's photo earlier? Hoffman dodges, then reveals Sim's real identity. Karen Shams, raised in Syria. Hoffman warns Roger not to turn Mustafa into a double agent. That could get Hani to expel Roger and shut the operation. Hoffman assures he won't interfere with Mustafa, but his expression betrays him. Roger suspects dishonesty. Hoffman secretly sends men to tail Mustafa. Mustafa realizes he's watched and slips away. Meanwhile, Roger returns to the hospital for another rabies shot. Aisha realizes Roger has feelings for her. After hesitation, she agrees to a date. They enjoy a rare, normal evening, but they're still monitored. As Roger drops Aisha home, Hani's men intercept him and take him away. Aisha worries. Shortly after, Roger sees the safe house he tracked is on fire. Salem's network already fled. The operation collapsed. Hani's furious. He's detained one of Hoffman's operatives who tailed Mustafa. Hani warns Roger, you have 12 hours to leave Jordan. If I find you here, I will not be responsible for your safety. Do you understand? Roger slugs Hani and leaves the country. Back in Washington, Roger confronts Hoffman. He's angry Hoffman acted independently and nearly got him killed. Roger says Hani nearly eliminated him. Hoffman admits some fault but justifies. Time's running out. Stop Sim's network quickly. He warns another bombing is imminent. Hoffman proposes a new strategy. Stage a controlled terrorist-style operation to fake a rising extremist group, attract Salem's attention, force contact, then trace and capture him. Hoffman loves Roger's idea and approves. Later, Hoffman introduces Roger to Garland. Roger senses Garland doesn't trust Hoffman. He believes Hoffman uses people and abandons them. Still, Garland assists. Garland provides a target profile. Siddiqui Omar, a Jordanian architect. Innocent, but his financial backers link to terrorist networks, a potential entry point. Second from the dots, Jordanian. He's an architect. He's innocent. Roger travels to track Omar. He poses as a businessman, arranges a meeting. Someone secretly photos Omar. Surveillance confirmed. Roger infiltrates Omar's computer, installs a hidden backdoor. They start sending money to extremist groups through Omar's system, framing him as the source. Shortly after, Hoffman says Hani called Roger back to Jordan. Roger returns. He apologizes for earlier rudeness. Hani says no more mistakes. Roger meets Aisha again. Aisha says her sister wants to meet him. He's now considered family. Nervous but polite, Roger agrees, brings sweets. At Aisha's home, he meets her sister. They eat. Conversation fills with family questions where he's from, what he does. Aisha grows more attached, seeing him as a potential life partner. Hani gets info about Omar. Roger works with Garland to hack Omar's computer and send provocative messages through his system. Goal: make these messages circulate until they reach Sem, drawing him into the trap. Soldiers transfer dead bodies, faking a crisis. Roger instructs Omar to travel to Turkey for a meeting. Omar arrives, photos taken again, but it's staged. Intelligence agencies are fabricating a credible fake attack to lure Salim. A fake explosion at a military base makes it feel authentic. News spreads. Roger sees the plan working. Garland sends messages from Omar's real email, claiming responsibility, increasing pressure and confusion. The trap's set. They wait for Salem to react. Soon, one of Salem's men grabs Omar's details and forwards them up the chain. Omar gets congratulatory messages from unknown contacts, confused, frightened. He realizes something's wrong and tries to leave. Salem's network intercepts him. Omar panics, insists he's innocent. Someone else used him. Sem watches via surveillance screens. Omar is killed, body dumped, removed from the operation. Roger calls Hoffman, frustrated and disturbed. They were supposed to protect Omar. They failed. Roger says he's done and wants to quit. Roger returns to his apartment, finds an envelope with photos of him and Aisha. He realizes Aisha's in danger. He rushes to her house. She and her entire family disappeared. Desperate, he goes to Hani for help. Hani already knows about Omar's situation. Hani coldly reminds Roger. He warned him not to lie. No help, no further cooperation. At that moment, Hoffman arrives in Jordan. Roger asks for help. Aisha's taken. He'll exchange info or do anything to save her. While they talk, Roger gets a message, call Aisha. He calls, told to come to a location near the border. He goes. Men shove him into a van, cross into Syria. After a long drive through rough terrain, they drop Roger at a remote spot and leave. Hoffman tracks Roger's movements. Multiple vehicles approach Roger's position. Men capture him and take him away. Distance makes it impossible to identify which vehicle holds him. Hoffman grows concerned, assumes Roger may not survive. Roger's locked in a remote facility. Syrian operatives record a video. Selim appears on screen, speaks casually, almost mocking. It's revealed Aisha wasn't directly kidnapped by Salem's men. There's a deeper deal. Someone within intelligence betrayed Roger. At the same location, Mustafa Karani is present. Roger realizes Mustafa, who was forced into cooperation by Hani, provided Salem with info about him. Mustafa set Roger up. Roger exposes this. Mustafa works under pressure from Hani's network. Salim brutally injures Roger, breaking his fingers on camera, then orders execution prep and leaves. Critical moment. Jordanian special forces storm the site, eliminate Salim's men. These forces align with Hani. Outside, Salim tries to escape in his vehicle, but his driver is an undercover agent for Hani. Salim is captured. Roger rushed to a hospital for treatment. Hani visits. Roger understands the full truth. Aisha's kidnapping wasn't by sea alone. Hani orchestrated everything. He used Omar's case and Mustafa's involvement to lure Salem. Aisha was taken to push Roger into acting without hesitation, guiding him straight into Salem's reach. Hani calmly explains the mission wasn't simple. He admits Roger was used in a larger intelligence strategy. Roger realizes both he and Aisha were pieces in a controlled operation. Hani ends with a quiet smile. Both Roger and Aisha are alive, seal captured. In his view, success. Later, Hoffman offers Roger a headquarters position. Roger refuses. He won't work under manipulative ops. He walks away from intelligence. In the final moments, Roger sees Aisha from a distance, quietly watching her with her family. He decides to buy sweets for her. Eventually, Hoffman orders removal of satellite surveillance on Roger, officially ending his CIA involvement. Roger no longer works for them. The story ends.